So you might be one of the people out there wondering, is your baby head down? Which is totally normal because in the United States, we don't normally do breech deliveries, which is a whole other bag of chips. But maybe you just want to know, is your baby head up or head down? So today we're going to explain it. In case we haven't met yet, hello, I'm Hilary. I'm the pregnancy nurse. I've been a nurse since 1997. I have 20 years of labor and delivery experience, and I'm your bump to bassinet bestie to tell you exactly what to expect as your baby makes their turns in the womb. And if you're looking for great high quality pregnancy content, please give this video a like, and I'd love to hang out with you for the rest of your pregnancy, so give me a follow. Okay, before we get going, there's a couple terms you guys need to know. Here's our womb, right? If baby is head down, that's considered cephalic. If baby is bum down or feet down, that's considered breech. Now, there's all these different kinds of breech, frank breech, where their legs are up by their face, all sorts of different kinds of frank breech. And if baby's head points to the side or kind of wonky, then that can be called transverse. So there's all different ways baby can be in the womb. It doesn't mean they have to be head up or head down. Every baby's different. And when you get an ultrasound, they will tell you baby's position in the womb. Your doctor might not always tell you, but it is on the ultrasound and you can ask. Okay, so if you have had your ultrasound of your sweet little baby and you have found that baby is bum down early in pregnancy, which is not unusual. Early in pregnancy, baby is going all sorts of ways in their womb. But you're worried that they are going to be bummed down as you head into the end zone of your pregnancy. What are things you can watch for? Usually, if you're like in your third trimester and baby makes a big movement from bum down to head down, people feel a big movement, like a big wave has washed over them is the thing most people say they feel like. Now, that is not always the case. Some people feel like baby is breech and then they go to their next appointment and baby is head down and they absolutely did not notice it at all. So you don't have to feel that big wave, but a lot of people do feel it. If you're like, Hilary, I don't even know, what are some signs that baby is not head down in the womb? One of the big ones is where we find the baby's heart rate. That's usually the first thing that your provider or the nurse when you go into labor and delivery will be like, if they're finding the baby's heart rate higher up on your body rather than lower down, as you can imagine, the heart is higher up rather than lower down, that is an indicator that maybe baby is breech and we might want to do a little bit more investigating. Other things that your providers could do is something called Leopold's maneuvers. So as baby's in the womb, we can kind of feel around to see where baby's head is at in the womb. You can try and do it too. I think during kick counts, a lot of times people find out baby's position because they feel either hand movements or arm movements in a specific spot. It's another great benefit of kick counts. And if you're really feeling strong kicks up into your ribs, that could be a sign that baby's head down. Or if you're feeling strong kicks down into the baby exit area, which is not so fun, you might think that baby is bum down. Now, the reality is you don't have that much control over the way the baby is facing. There are things you can do, and I have a whole other post about that. But one thing you do have control over is how you're preparing for your delivery. Should it be a C-section? Should it be a vaginal delivery? So make sure that you're getting prepared. I would love it if you would come join me in the online prenatal class for couples where we discuss vaginal deliveries, inductions, epidurals, natural deliveries, and C-sections in depth so that you're really prepared for whatever type of delivery this baby ends up making you have. Now, transverse can be a little bit more tricky. Sometimes baby's just like almost head down, but not all the way. And so you're still going to feel those strong kicks. And a lot of times as baby grows, then their head gets down and they really dive into that pelvis. A lot of people wonder, am I going to feel pain as baby switches to head down? I don't think that's the case. Most people don't feel that pain. They feel like a big whoosh, or sometimes it is a little bit painful, like a lot of kicking as baby makes their way to head down. Now, if you're early in pregnancy, like I said, baby's going to change position a whole lot because they have lots of room in that womb. But as baby gets bigger, the womb gets smaller to them and they just don't have as much room to move, which means that usually if baby is found to be head down as you head in your third trimester, most often they're going to stay that way, but babies, like all children, have a mind of their own and they really can do whatever the heck they want throughout pregnancy. I have seen babies during labor switch positions. And I know this, like we checked with an ultrasound, we labor for a while, mom says, God, I feel like baby maybe has switched positions. We go and check again and baby is breech. Oh my gosh, kids, right? I bet you're wondering, when should baby be head down? Like I said, you're really looking for baby to be head down 32, 34 weeks. If it gets to that point and we're still just not sure, usually they'll order an ultrasound. And then there are other things you can do to try and get baby to switch. And that will be a whole other video. If you guys have questions about that, tell me in the comments so I can make a new video on it. So to sum up this whole video, there are a few things that we're watching for. Where baby's heart rate is placed on your belly. We can do a thing called Leopold's maneuvers where we feel where baby's head is. And also we can use an ultrasound machine. And in the hospital, we have ultrasound machines that we can check baby's placement really quickly usually. If you have concerns about your baby's position in the womb, please go ahead and talk with your provider. They can help you understand how it works for you and your pregnancy. This is just general information so that you guys can understand it a little bit more. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys found this helpful. Baby's position in the womb can be really confusing, but it's really fun as you start to try and figure it out, especially while you're doing kick counts, which should start in your 3rd trimester. And if you'd like to get prepared for all of your pregnancy, come join me in the online prenatal class for couples. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and follow me so that we can hang out for the rest of your pregnancy. And don't forget, I have tons of other videos that I think you'll like too.